Hello everyone, I hope I'm clearly audible. Let me check. Yes, I'm audible. All good, having fun. So yeah, this is the series which we are taking for 2026 aspirants, and because of first attempt of JEE, we some of the lectures actually had to postpone, but we are not going to stop. Definitely we are not going to stop, and we are going to complete our coordinate geometry. Ellipse we are going to do today, and by Saturday or Monday we'll complete hyperbola also, and after that we'll do a combined session on entire conic and coordinate geometry. Okay, but before that, what is important to be able to solve the PYQs related to ellipse is the theory. By so far, I know all of you have heard that maths is not a subject of theory. Maths is a subject of calculations, practice, and more of problem solving. Yes, that's true. That's true. But the foundation for solving any level of problem, be it mains or be it advanced, or be it any other exam also, but be anything, the foundation of problem solving is set by theory. In maths, I would say theory is the most important. It's just about the way you study your theory, how you study your theory. If you study the theory in math just like you study it in chemistry or biology, then it's not going to work, because these are not facts. In maths, theory itself is a problem. If you study the theory in mathematics like problems only, then you won't have to deep dive into the problems and do so much of research and all that. Only theory along with PYQs is enough. I've been teaching from 2016, right, for the students, the aspirants of JEE, and I've realized that the worst mistake they do in math, by the time JEE comes, no, they start saying to the teachers that sir, maths nahi ho raha hai, maths we are not able to do, please teach us physics chemistry, we'll do physics chemistry only, and maths is not our cup of tea. The only mistake which they do is they don't study math correctly, they don't study the theory correctly. Abhe, turning the pages, learning the formulas, trying to mug them up, it's not chemistry, bro, it's maths. You have to mug up the formulas for speeding up your calculations, for your accuracy in the exam. That's different thing. But bhai, if formula, how the formula arrived, for example, I'll give you a simple example. I'll give you, let me think of something. For example, let's say there is this formula of AGP. Sequence and series class recently happened. There is this formula of infinite AGP. They give you the formula like this: A upon 1 minus R plus dr upon 1 minus R whole square. Right? Remember this formula. This is for sum of infinite terms in an AGP. Abhi formula, if you'll read the theory, no, you'll just read the formula, you'll see, acha, formula I can remember. Formula you'll remember. In the exam, when you apply the formula won't work. Why formula won't work, or you'll do some mistake in the formula, or while solving the problems you won't be able to use the formula, is because this formula has some limitations, and limitations you'll only understand when you know where this formula came from. Or at least even if you don't do the derivation, at least you must know how would it come, what is the idea behind it, so that you know when and how to apply the formula. Formula application definitely necessary. In this formula, for example, this you can only apply if the common ratio of your GP part is 1. Otherwise, you cannot apply this formula. Trust me, try applying that. Okay, apply this formula in 0.2 plus 0.04 plus 0.006 till infinity, your answer will be wrong. If you apply the formula, answer will come out to be wrong, because here R, the common ratio is not 1 of your GP part. AP, okay. Right. So you need to know everything correctly. Study your theory like problem solving. Now, how this formula arrived, that if you know how AGP is solved, how sum of AGP is solved, that if you know, you won't even apply the formula. You'll solve with the normal method. You'll get correct answer. 5-6 times you solve, you'll realize how to apply formula in which conditions. in which conditions, which type of conditions, how I'm supposed to apply this particular formula. If this is if A is this, then what will be the values in the formula? If R is this, then what will be the values in the formula? Can I apply the formula everywhere or not? These all things are important for clearing JEE, not just the problem solving. All the things, theory, problem solving and research. 3 things are important for clearing JEE. That's it, nothing else. Obviously dedication, hard work, all that compiles, but major thing is this only. Okay, so all concepts today, first we'll cover all the concepts that we need for Ellipse in today's session. Next week on Ellipse, I'm giving 1 week's time so that you can solve your own problems. Next week for Ellipse, we'll be solving all the PYQs which have ever come in JEE Mains. And after 3-4 months, when we have 2 months maybe, we'll also start solving advanced PYQs. But first, all concepts should be stuck in your mind. How this comes, how that comes, why this, why that. All these things should be very, very clear. So we have completed straight lines, we have completed circles, we have completed parabola. Ellipse and hyperbola, small part. Generally, you know, if you'll go in, if you're going in an offline coaching, I'm not commenting on somebody, but generally, you know, they'll teach you ellipse in hardly half an hour. Half an hour, or they'll take 1 hour in which they'll teach you problems and all also, which is completely wrong. This year also, I think 28th shift 1 and 24th shift 1 and 2 both, there were questions, direct question of ellipse. Why ellipse is important, and it's not a topic which you can just study in half an hour, read the formulas and go for the exam. It's a very peculiar, because careless mistakes which happen in coordinate geometry are the maximum in ellipse and hyperbola. Mostly in ellipse, because hyperbola has less weightage, less questions will come, but ellipse mein you can have. So this is a conic again. So you only one time you study this conic perfectly, correctly, then you just solve problems. Then you won't forget anything. Okay? So today, make sure in this video, not today, if you're watching this video later, whenever you are watching this, make sure concepts are thorough in your mind. Note them down at a page, in a page, or somewhere, note them down. If you already have that, that's good. If you find something new, note it down. Study the theory like problem solving only. Second point. Third point, try to solve some PYQs on your own after this session. If in the session I'm telling you derive this on your own, I'm giving you the direction, then do that. Do that. Then you can master this particular concept and entire coordinate geometry. So far I've made sure that entire coordinate geometry, be it straight line, circle, or it parabola, every concept is taught in a way that we are solving problem. Right? I'll try to do that. Same thing with ellipse. I'll not try to finish it up in very small, as a very small chapter. I'll take some time for concepts, maybe 1-2 hours, and then problem solving, minimum 6 to 7 hours will take for solving all the PYQs. So it's a chapter which requires at least 10 to 12 hours of yours, along with problem solving. It's not a small chapter. If you believe that, ellipse mein kya hai? What is there in ellipse? So you're wrong. Okay, it's an important chapter. Important conic. One more important thing which actually is very important. You must be looking at the reels, you must be looking at the other videos or the ads which are saying that there is going to be free subscription for JEE aspirants for 7 days, which is all batches. You can get access to any batch you want. Any batch you want. For English speaking students, there are not many batches, but there are some. You can access to anything, any batch you want. If you want an extra class on the platform, all that will be provided. You can put that on the platform. So go on the platform, right? Take this subscription, because only 6 hours are left to avail this for free. Bhai, just avail and keep it. Even if you don't use it, at least avail it. For 7 days, you don't know, right? For 7 days, explore na. If you're 2026 aspirant, very good. No problem, avail it. Explore for 7 days. What all can you learn in a different way? What all is available on Unacademy platforms? If you're 2025 aspirant, then to this is very, very important, right? So do this, okay? Link is there in the comments also, I can see, and in the description also. There will be link for unlimited access. Unlimited means to anything for 7 days. This is very beneficial, very fruitful. I suggest do it. Rest is, so in ellipse we have some certain, like, it's just like parabola and hyperbola only. Okay, let's not directly, it's just like circle, parabola, all the other conics. By when we started parabola, what did we initially speak about? What did we speak about initially? That there is a point, x comma y, and we said the distance of this point from a fixed point, which is called focus, and a fixed line, which is then called directrix. Right? We said that the distance of this point, which is this point from focus, and from a fixed line, which is directrix, is going to be fixed. Now all the three conics, parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, circle is also conic, but majorly we see that by parabola, ellipse and hyperbola we study more carefully as a conic. So in all the three conics, if this distance of the point from a fixed point and fixed line, if this distance is equal to 1, we said, what did we call this distance? We called this point as P, focus we called as S, and this distance which we are talking about, not necessarily perpendicular distance, right? PS, and this point we called on directrix, perpendicular point we called, foot of perpendicular we called as PM. Then we said, okay, if PS upon PM is a fixed value, that means we are going to get a conic, some conic we are going to get. If this PS upon PM is a fixed value, okay. Now this PS upon PM is distance, so distance upon distance cannot be smaller than 1. Either it will be 0, or it will be between 0 to 1, or it will be greater than 1. Three conditions we found. Then we saw that acha, this PS by PM we gave it some name. For this is just a condition for this point, how this point moves. If this PS upon PM is equal, that means this ratio is equal to 1. If PS is equal to PM, then this point moves in a way that always the distance from fixed point and the fixed line always remains same. Then this point has a restriction, has a condition. It has to move in such a way that its distance from fixed point and fixed line always remains same. So how did we see, how did it move? It moved something like this, right? We got a parabola. Okay, now depending on this, basically this ratio is not always equal to 1. This is called eccentricity. Now if this eccentricity was equal to 1, we were getting a special figure called parabola. If this eccentricity is less than 1 and greater than 0, obviously greater than 0, distances, eccentricity is ratio of distances to positive. So this we will get a ellipse. If this is between 0 to 1, that means a proper fraction. If this E is even greater than 1, then we are going to get hyperbola. And this E, if it is equal to 0, we get circle. If it is equal to 0, then we get circle. By for circle, what is the thing? The center, the distance of this point is always equal from this center, right? That's it. So this fixed point itself is center. That means PS upon PM will become equal to 0. PS upon PM will become equal to 0. Centricity will come out to be equal to 0. If your E is equal to 0, then in this case you get circle. Okay. Try to grasp it, try to understand it, try to comprehend whatever you're getting from this E. It's all about eccentricity. Eccentricity is just this ratio in every conic, just like we studied in parabola, in circle. In ellipse, there is just one condition, that this ratio should be between 0 to 1. Not 0, not 1, between 0 to 1. A proper fraction. That's the condition. Okay. Now, if this is the case, then let's see what happens. Right? If that is the case, then let's see what happens. Now we have a problem. So we'll understand this thing, this concept as a problem. What is the problem? Distance of a point from the ratio of the distance of a point, of any given point, from a fixed point and a fixed line is always equal to E, where E is less than 1, greater than 0. This is our problem. Now, what all can we understand? What all can we derive from this problem? That's our solution. Now, let's see. But what did we say? We said that, okay, this point P, which is let's say some x comma y, is always its distance from a focus which is S, right? A fixed point. This is fixed point, and a fixed line, which is this. Okay, this is our directrix. We said, okay, now from a fixed point. Now, and obviously we know a few more things. The line which passes through focus and is perpendicular to our directrix is called axis. A few things that we know already. Now, what we need is, we need to derive the general equation of your ellipse. General equation of ellipse. For ellipse, the condition is this distance, the ratio of this distance should be equal to E. Now think how can you approach towards this problem. You can take this as Lx, Ax plus By plus C equal to 0, this point as some x1, y1, all that you can do. In that case, you'll get a 2-degree equation. Now let me tell you this also. In a 2-degree equation, which is this Ax square plus By square plus Hxy plus Gx plus Fy plus C equal to 0, which is our general 2-degree equation. In this, if delta is equal to 0, that means we are getting straight lines. If delta is not equal to 0 and your h square is equal to AB, in this case, what do you get? You get parabola. Okay. If your h square is or let's say, let's do it like this, h square minus AB is equal to 0, then you get a parabola. If your h square minus AB is greater than 0, sorry, is less than 0, then you get ellipse. If your h square minus AB is greater than 0, in this case you get hyperbola. These small things you need to know before getting into this chapter, right? If this h square minus AB is less than 0, then you get ellipse. If this h square minus AB is greater than 0, then you get a hyperbola, right? Note this down. Ax square plus 2, sorry, here I forgot to put 2 kya? 2hxy, but 2gx, 2fy. We put or we don't put, doesn't matter, although, but it's okay. With general equation, we know like this only. So in general equation, if your delta is not equal to 0 and h square minus AB is less than 0, you get ellipse. If your h square minus AB is equal to 0, you get parabola, right? It's if your h square minus AB is greater than 0, in this case you will get hyperbola. And in case of circle, h square itself is not going to be there. No, A will be equal to B and h will be equal to 0. For circle, we remember the condition. For ellipse, the condition is h square minus AB will be always less than 0. This is the condition for ellipse. And on this very basic of the concept also, there have been questions in, sir, 10 दिन बाद boards है, ये attend करूँ कि boards का पढ़ूँ? बेटा boards का पढ़ो. Vedant, study for boards. ठीक है. Attend, if you have studied ellipse already, so don't do it now. Watch the recording later. But abhi boards. Right now, major focus should be on boards. I'm going to put up a video on this. But I'm telling you, abhi, I've seen, in my experience, I've seen, you won't believe me, but I've seen so many students who fail in boards. Because of this particular reason, that they have been so involved in JEE. By in JEE, you know, you do shortcuts, you have tricks, you solve very fast. When you go to boards and you solve like the way you solve in JEE, no, they'll not give you marks, bacha. They'll not give you marks. They are very peculiar about this. School students who are not preparing for any JEE or anything, no, or just preparing for CUET or something, they'll get much better marks. JEE aspirants get bad marks because of this what do I call it? This problem of not paying attention to boards or taking boards very, very lightly. And this has been happening from 2011 and 12. When people will not pay attention at boards, they'll get 55% and they'll clear mains. They'll even clear advanced. But they cannot get any NIT or any IIT. They'll have to repeat. They'll have to appear in 12th again. And that's the worst thing about your career. IIT preparation you can repeat. Mark my words. Note it down. I'll tell later also. IIT preparation you can repeat. Boards repeating boards is going to be a black mark on your career. You are a dropper in JEE preparation. That's not going to matter at all. But if you are a dropper in 12th, no, that's going to affect a lot in your career. So pay attention at boards also. I said all this much because I have seen students who do this. Okay. So h square minus ab. So this small particular concept that we have understood. Now let's come back to our problem. What are we saying? We were saying that we have a point. Now let's try to get the general equation of parabola also we derived. No, but for general equation, now ellipse can be anyway, right? Ellipse can be like this also, ellipse can be like this also, it can be like this also. Anyway, you have seen ellipse, right? It's anda, egg. Right? If you compress the circle, it will give you an ellipse. But we want a general. So I'm representing boards. Vedant, boards. कोई बात नहीं. Okay. Abhi boards. You know, Vedant, are you there? I want to give you a quick. नहीं आएगी बेटा वेदांत. Don't pre-think anything. देखो, दिक्कत only तब आएगी. The problem you'll face only if you don't pay attention in your engineering. So there excel na, there do better. ठीक है. And if Vedant is there na, so if you're thinking na sir, what if I keep preparing for boards and in exam and in JEE my score is bad? कोई बात नहीं, चलेगा, no problem. चलेगा. And you'll have ample amount of time for your mains also. But देखो, fixed time. एक amount you have to fix an amount of time which you are supposed to give for boards. Okay, daily basis. Do that. Answer practice, English especially. है ना? So previous year questions of boards, all these things keep on doing. Boards pay attention. Don't take boards lightly. 12th percentage, 10th percentage is a tattoo on your career which nobody will be able to remove. Nobody. Abhi bhi, even now I'm doing a master's degree. So for that also, they'll first question they'll ask is, bhai 10th mein kitna, 12th mein kitna? You go for job 10th mein, 12th mein. You go for any higher degree, PG. So they'll do this. So it's good that you repeated, Vedant. It's good to improve, but now get a decent percentage in your 12th boards also. Make sure of that. Okay, good बच्चे. कोई बात नहीं, don't worry. Nothing will happen. Okay, don't pre-assume something. I'm saying the general case. Now let's come back to the problem. We have spoken too much. चलिए, तो we have a fixed point which is P. Right? अभी we are saying because we want the general ellipse, right? Because we want the general ellipse. I was saying something, right? Because we want the general ellipse, let's decide some things. Let's pre-decide a few things. Okay, let's pre-decide a few things. For example, what we can say that the center of my ellipse is going to be origin. That my center of my ellipse is going to be origin. That means this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis, and my center of my ellipse is going to be origin. That I have pre-decided because I'm talking about general equation. Right? Now, okay, so and if center is my origin, then my focus has to lie on axis. Axis of standard ellipse has to be x-axis. Axis of standard ellipse has to be x-axis. So let's say this is some point P. Okay, and coordinates x comma y. This is some point S. Okay, which we have focused, and there is a line also. So there is a line which is directress. It may not be y-axis, right? So few things which will pre-assume that for our general equation of ellipse, that center will be our origin only. We have pre-assumed it. Before that, some more observations which we'll need to do. For example, oh wait, some more observations and some more problem solving. For example, let's say if I'm saying that my point P, its distance from the focus, which is S, and its distance from a line, which is my directrix. Okay, this is line, this is not y-axis. Okay, this is some line, this is my axis. So now if this point moves in such a way that this PS by PM is always equal to E. What was the condition? That this PS by PM is always equal to E. This point moves in such a way. Now one thing to we know, if this point is moving, it's going to come and cut the axis somewhere. It's going to come and cut the axis somewhere at least. If it is cutting the axis over here, let's say, so this is also point P, na? Some pseudo point P, right? This point is moving. This P point only is moving. This P point will come at some point of time. It will come here, na? At some point of time, it will come here. And this point P is going to move. We already know that this point P is going to move because we said no. If E is between 0 to 1, we are going to get an ellipse which will look somewhat like this. So very bad figure, but okay, just getting the idea. Now again, coming back to the problem, this point will come here. Let's say here it is coming. Let's say over here it is coming. I'm calling this point as some A1, and obviously if it is going to be here, it will again cut the axis somewhere. It will again cut the axis somewhere. Let's say over here. Let me call this point as some A2. Okay. Now, if PS upon PM, what does this mean? This means A1S. What is PS? Points distance with focus. So A1S. Now my point became PS or A1S. Same thing only, no? A1S, because this point itself is moving. I'm just assuming this point as A1. So this distance upon the distance of this point from directrix. That means this distance. Let's call this point also something. Let's say this is some Z. Okay, so A1S upon A1Z is equal to E. That I concluded. Correct. And similarly, I can also say A2S upon A2Z is also equal to E. A2S upon A2Z is also equal to E. This too we can understand, right? This is our condition, na, that this distance of this point from fixed point and fixed line is always going to be equal to E. The ratio is always going to be equal to E. Correct? Now how can we approach towards the general equation? Any ideas which you can tell me in the chat box? Achha, right now not many of you are there in the chat box. Any idea? Think of it. Just a minute, give me a minute. Think of it. Abhi, one more thing which we can do. We can say that, yeah, if my center of ellipse is 0, 0, if my center of ellipse is 0, 0, what do we mean by that? If we just draw a figure like this and we say that your center is 0, 0, and right, let's say that your center is 0, 0. If I say, what do we mean by that? This center is going to be the midpoint of your both the foci. There are going to be two foci, no? Because this can happen from here also. A1 also, A2 also. Both are not foci. These are going to be vertices. Foci is this. But if there is center is like this, then can there be two foci or one foci? Can you think about it? Like just one focus or two foci? Okay, obviously two. Now let me write this same thing once again. Let me write this same thing once again. Let me write like this. Now, because we have a basic idea how where our ellipse will look like. So let's say this is my ellipse. Okay, I was talking about this point A1 and this point A2 we took, and let's say we take center as C, which is my 0, 0. Right, if this is the center, then these are going to be x-axis and y-axis. This is going to be my x-axis, sorry, this is going to be y-axis, and this will be my x-axis. Now again, this is your directrix. Let's say this is your directrix. Now let's deduce a few things. So what will be the coordinates of point A1? Can you tell me the points or coordinates of point A1? But we know that A1, this point, this name, what name we gave it over here? A1Z, na? A1Z, acha, we took S. Wait. I think I'm confusing you. Let me solve it a bit better way. Let me explain it in a bit better way. What did we say? We said that PS upon PM, that means A1Z upon A1S. We called it E. Ulta we wrote kya? Wait, just a minute. Achha, here though there is nothing. We said that my A1S upon A1Z was equal to E. This E is what? E upon 1 basically. Correct? E upon 1 basically, and A1 and A2 were not these points. A1 and A2 were not these points. A1 and A2 were the points where the curve was cutting our axis. This was A1, this was A2, and these were our foci, right? S1, or let's say S only. Let's keep one foci only. So A1S upon A1Z, A1S upon A1Z, we called it equal to E. That's what we said. Right, A1S, the distance of point from the fixed point focus and from the fixed line directrix, which was equal to E. So this A1S upon A1Z is equal to E, or is equal to E upon 1. Can we say that this ratio is E ratio 1? Right, we can say this, right? This ratio is E ratio 1, and we can also say A1S is going to be E times of A1Z. Right, now what is A1S? What is A1S? What is this distance? A1S distance is what? A1C minus CS. CA1 minus CS. Can we say CA1 minus CS is going to be E times of, what is A1Z then? A1Z. A1Z is SZ minus SA1. Can we say that? A1Z. In terms of A1Z, if we want to write, then we can say SZ minus A1S. Right? Or E times of, we can also say CZ minus, in terms of C we should write CZ minus A1C or CA1. We can write like this, no, CZ minus CA1. So here we should write CZ minus CA1. Dekho, right now you might be, in starting you might feel, Jitendra Pradap ji, hi sir. Hi Jitendra Pradap Prajapati, how are you? Right now you might be feeling, Are sir, what are you teaching? This we never learned in Ellipse. But I am trying to tell you that take this as a problem. Research about it, that how the general equation would have come actually. How should we think about it? From the basic concept, which is just this. Distance, ratio of distances is equal to E. We are just trying to manipulate our, we're just trying to, try new things according to our problem and come to a solution, come to a resolution. Come to a solution or conclusion, we can say. So here, anything which is getting cancelled? Anything which is getting cancelled? Nahi. No, nothing is getting cancelled. But this CA1, what is this CA1? By if this is the center, if this is the center, what did we say? The distance of this point from fixed point and fixed line was always equal to E. If this is the center, if this is the center, this is the center of what? Center of ellipse, okay. But center of, again, center of what? Center of A1 and A2, na? So this distance and this distance will be equal. We name them as A. Let's say this distance is A. Both will be equal if this is the center. If this is the center, both of these will be equal. And there will be one more focus, okay. But these distances will always be equal. This distance and this distance. If this is the center, from center, right, any point. Vertex, this center, these distances will always be equal. So let's say CA1 is my A, right? Minus CS is equal to E times of CZ minus A. Correct? Now what is CZ? We'll have to give some name for CZ also. Let's give that name later. But for now, ECZ plus CS. Achha, CS is there. Right, this is one equation. Let's say this is one equation that we are getting. Same we'll get for A2. Same will get for A2 also. From A2 side also we'll get something like this. This distance A2Z, A2S upon A2Z. There will be one directrix this side also. Obviously this focus is for this directrix. This focus will be for this directrix. There can be two such foci. So this focus is for this directrix. Now again let's do C1Z, A2Z, A2S upon A2Z. A2S upon A2Z. Okay. So this CZ distance which you will find, right, this CZ distance, this distance till here, when you solve this equation with this one, no, this CZ distance which you will find will come out to be equal to A by E basically. Just try doing that right now. Try solving that just like the way I solved this while watching the video only. Correct. A2S upon A2Z will be equal to E. So A2S will be equal to E times of A2Z. A2S will be equal to E times. What is A2S? What will be this distance? CZ. Again, I'm taking this point also as Z only just for now. CZ minus C, or actually we can take it from here only. Okay, let's take A2S, A2S. So this will be CZ. This distance will be how much? A2 to S. What will be this distance? A2S minus CS. This will be the distance. CA2 plus CS. Sorry. CA2 plus CS will be this distance. A2S you want. A2S you want. A2S. So CA2 plus CS. So CA2 plus CS is going to be this distance. I'm not taking another directrix. I'm doing with respect to this directrix only. So if I'm talking about A2S, that will be what? CS plus CA2. Okay. And A2Z will be what? According to this S only. I'm not taking another focus. A2Z will be what? A2Z. What will be that? Think of it. CA2 plus CZ. CA2 plus CZ. So E times of, we can write E times, equal to E times of CA2 plus CZ. Again, CA2 is what? CA2 is your A. CZ is what? Achha, you don't know. CA2 is your A. So from here you will get something like this. A plus CS is equal to E times of CA2 plus CZ. Something like this. Let's say this is your equation 1 and let's say this is your equation 2. right? There'll be 2 points where it will be cutting, and we know the condition for both the points, distance from fixed point and distance from the fixed line is always going to be same, right? Although the students who have studied ellipse already must know that there are two directrix, two focus, but right now I'm not considering the other directrix and other focus. I'm only focusing on this. Now when you solve these two, what do you get? Solve these two, what are you getting? But to solve these two, once you can add and once you can subtract. So when you are adding, what are you getting? When you are adding, minus CS plus CS is getting cancelled. EA2, sorry, CA2, here also A, na? When you are subtracting, sorry, when you are adding, you will get one equation that will be 2A equal to E times of 2CZ. When you add these two equations, you will get 2A is equal to 2 times of E times of CZ. Okay, this is something you must be getting. 2A is equal to E times 2 into CZ. So here we can cancel 2 and your E will come out to be, or let's say your A, main thing is this CZ will come out to be A by E. What does this mean? Sir, why did we do all this? By this CZ is coming out to be A by E on adding these two equations, right? And CS will also will also come from here on subtracting. When you subtract these two, you will get CS is equal to AE. CS is equal to AE you will get. Okay, try to do this once on your own. Okay, try to do all of this once on your own. I'll just show you once again what did we actually do. I'm spending time on this first part because this only is the foundation. If you can understand this particular thing, no, ellipse will become an easy chapter for you, because ellipse, rest of the formulas, everything is very much similar, exactly similar to circle and parabola. Only this part is where students make mistake. To understand this very carefully once again, what have we done? We took a point P, right, and a fixed point S. Right, we know that when this point is going to move in such a way that its distance from fixed line and this fixed point is going to be same, and this will move in such a way like this. This is S. Okay, this is going to move in such a way. Then we said, okay, the center of these 2 points where it is intersecting, the center of ellipse we took as center 0, 0, right? Then this focus. Then what did we say? Okay, PS upon PM is equal to E. That means A1S upon this point is coming here also. This point PXY, we said that this point is coming here also. So this distance A1S upon A1M or A1Z we called it is going to be equal to E. When we solved it, we got that this distance, this particular distance from center to Z, that means CZ, was coming out to be A by E. And when we'll do, right, is coming out to be A by E. And this distance CS, this distance we are getting equal to AE. This distance CS we are getting equal to AE on solving these two equations which we made. Right, this equation and this equation, when we add and subtract, we get two values. CZ is equal to A by E and CS is equal to AE. So this is the reason. Now CS is here also. There can be this same line can be that side also, because this A2 point, at one more point, this conic is cutting the axis. So this A2 point is this side also. That means from directrix, that means there will be one more directrix. That means there will be one more line. There will be one more fixed line and there will be one more fixed point. So there will be two foci. Right? This point, there will be two fixed lines and there will be two fixed points. for an ellipse. This side also this can happen. So if we are getting CZ is equal to AE, that means this CZ can be this side also, A by E. This distance can be A by E, or this distance can be A by E. Both the distances can be A by E. CZ is this also, this also. Either ways, both the sides we can derive the same thing, na? So CS and this CS is equal to what? AE. This distance is AE. Here also AE. Here also AE. So this means that my coordinates of focus, this focus will be minus AE comma 0 because we are on the left side of origin, and this focus will be AE comma 0. Similarly, the equation of this directrix, because it is on the positive side of origin, this will be x is equal to A by E. That's it. Because this distance is A by E and this is our x-axis, that means this point will be what? A by E comma 0. This point will be what? Minus A by E comma 0. So equation of this directrix will be x is equal to minus A by E. And equation of this direction will be x is equal to A by E. So if somebody asks you the equation of directrix, then you can simply say x is equal to plus minus A by E for a ellipse looking like this. Analyzing. Okay. For an ellipse looking like this, these things we have realized, understood, and okay, acha, this is why. Now you must have learned the formulas and all the things, general equation, everything you know. But right now what we did is most important for mathematics. Reading, learning theory like problem solving only. We solved a problem and we came to a solution. That's it. Hai na? We solved a problem and we came to a solution. That's it. So the directrix equation we are getting, focus equation we are getting. So now what? If my fixed point, what is my fixed point? What is my fixed point? Fixed point is AE comma 0. Just one I am taking. And my fixed line. What is my fixed line? My fixed line is x is equal to udhar wala, so A by E. Let's take. Okay. So this will become Ex minus A equal to 0. Right? This is your focus. This is your directrix. Okay. Now we have the fixed point, we have the fixed line. Now, problem again. Question is what? Locus of a point. What are we doing? We are finding locus of a point whose distance from, whose ratio of distance, again ratio of distance from fixed point and fixed line is equal to E. This is our problem. What will be the locus of that? That will be the equation of ellipse, standard equation of ellipse. This is our problem. That's it. Right? We are finding the locus of a point whose ratio of distance from fixed point and fixed line is equal to E. Let's do that. So distance, let's take, let the point be x comma y. Right? Let the point be x comma y. Distance of this point from the fixed point will be what? AE minus x whole square plus y square. Distance formula. Correct? Right? Will be divided by distance of this point from the fixed line. From fixed line, how do we find the distance? Or we can, instead of divided by, we can do E times, right? E times distance of this fixed point from line. We know how to find the distance of point from line, right? From straight lines. Sir, मैं 225 था पे. निलय कोई बात नहीं. देखो, till the end keep fighting. Okay. Giving up is the defeat accepted already. So keep fighting till the end. What will be the worst case scenario? We'll lose. तो क्या हुआ? लड़े तो बढ़िया. Right? We fought very well. That should be the proud. That's it. Worst case scenario, you will lose. Be prepared for that also. If I lose here, I'll think of something else, but I'll give my best shot at least. Have that behavior, you'll never lose. You'll always be in a win-win situation. Chaliye, AE minus x whole square plus y square is equal to E times distance. Now, what is the distance? We know the method of finding distance. This point in this line. So this point satisfy this in this line. That means EX minus A divided by E square plus, that's it, E square plus 1. Yeah? No, only E square, na? Only E square. Y square coefficient is not there only. Only E square. Square root of x square plus y square is there, na? Square root of x square plus y square. Remember? Remember the formula of points distance from a line. Fixed line. Distance of this point from this line. Satisfy this point in this line divided by square root of coefficient of x and y. So this is only, now square both the sides. So what are we getting? AE square plus x square minus 2 times of AE times of x plus y square is equal to E square multiplied with EX minus A whole square divided by E square. Right, the square root of E square, we'll just cancel the square root. So E square got cancelled. Now, abe, EX minus A, AE minus X. EX minus A is there. EX minus A, okay. Now what? Now what? Anything's getting cancelled. Can we cancel something? A square, E square will get cancelled for sure. Solve this up. So x square plus y square we are getting, and I think 2 times of AEX will get cancelled. This minus 2 times of AEX will come here also. Minus 2 times of AEX will come there also. So here A square E square, let's say, is equal to E square X square plus A square. Right? This much we are getting. So let's take it over here. Let's solve it over here. Now x square minus x square. So we'll take x square over that side. So x square into 1 minus E square we are getting on left side. On right side, acha, plus y square also. On right side, what are we getting? A square into 1 minus E square. A square into 1 minus E square. This is what we are getting. So mainly what we are getting is x square into 1 minus E square plus y square is equal to A square into 1 minus E square. So we'll divide by A square into 1 minus E square throughout. Right? Throughout division by A square into 1 minus E square. So x square into 1 minus E square divided by A square into 1 minus E square. Abey yaar. Plus y square upon A square into 1 minus E square is equal to 1 we'll get. Is equal to 1 we are going to get. Correct? So here let's cancel whatever is getting cancelled. This and this is getting cancelled. So what are we getting? X square by A square plus y square by A square into 1 minus E square is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. Okay. Now, whatever you have studied, you must have studied ellipse equation. I know what you have studied. You must be thinking, if you are reading it for the first time, you must be thinking, Arey sir, how this, sir? We have studied some other equation of ellipse, standard form. But this is the most standard equation of ellipse. Most standard. Now, after this only, we decide that, arey bhai, vertical or horizontal, which ellipse are we going to get? This is the most standard. Sir, where is B? B, we will substitute. Sir, where is B? B is something that we are going to substitute. Okay. This is the most standard type. Sir, a square into 1 minus e square. Yes, this is the most standard type, and don't forget this. If you can understand till here, if whatever I did, if you can do it on your own and come till here, no, nobody will beat you in ellipse. Pakka. Abhi, understand this. Now what we did, because here it is not looking as good as your parabola or circle or general straight line equations, we have to do some modifications. What modifications? What we'll do, when we were solving this, we assumed one thing, that the center, right, the center is origin, and we said that a2 is this point, a1 is this point. Then definitely there'll be some b1 and b2 also. Okay, there'll be some b1 and b2 also. Achha, if center is center for these 2 points, it will be center for these 2 points also, because this is symmetric. Due to symmetry, we can say. Due to symmetry, we can say if center is center for these 2 points, midpoint of these two, then midpoints of these two also. That we said. Okay, one thing, remember these small things. Chaliye. So what we did for our benefit, we said, yaar, this term, no, let's name it something else. Let's say this is b. Let's say my b is equal to, or b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. I said, let's say this entire term is equal to b square. And we come up with a very important equation of ellipse, which is very, very important for solving advanced questions. Students forget this many times. Hey, sir, what is this, sir? They'll remember equation of chord with midpoint, tangent, everything. These small things they'll forget. So don't forget this. This is how we are getting b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. This is a substitution. This is a substitution which we are doing to make our equation look better. Something like this, x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Now after this, very important thing, notice, what is E? What did we say about E? If it is an ellipse, then E will be between 0 and 1. E will be fractional. 1 minus a fraction. Fraction ka square is also fraction. Proper fraction square is also fraction. If fraction is between 0 and 1, its square will also be between 0 and 1. 1 minus that fraction will be between 0 and 1. Right? Again a fraction. Fraction multiplied with A will make this bigger. That means this, in this case, if we are taking this condition, then definitely my A has to be bigger than B. This means my A has to be bigger than B. Yes or no? This means my A has to be bigger than B. So if your A is bigger than B, what did we assume? In the starting when we were solving, what did we assume? We assumed a horizontal ellipse. That means if we assumed, and we can prove it over here also, we can see. Here definitely according to this, if E is between 0 and 1, this A has to be greater than B. Because A into fraction will make it smaller. Will make it bigger than B. If both of these are equal, then A has to be bigger than B because E is a fraction. By something will come, B square will be 0.5 times of A. So A is bigger, right? Something like that will come, or 3 by 4 times of A. So A is bigger. A is bigger than B in this case because we assumed already. Okay, same derivation we can do in this case also. Suppose my ellipse is something like this. Ellipse is something like this time. So this one I'm calling B1, this one I'm calling B2. Same derivations I can do. This one A1, this one A2. Right? Same derivations if I'll do once again. Same thing if I'll do. Now this time what will happen? My axis is going to be this. This is going to be my axis. This is going to be my axis because mainly I'm deriving like this. This is going to be major axis, minor axis, those everything, all of those things you know. But this is going to be my axis in this time if I have a vertical ellipse. So my axis can be vertical also, just like parabola. So if I have vertical axis, then every point, this point will become what? 0, E, sorry, B into E. Right? This point will come as 0, B into E. This point will come as 0, minus B into E. Right? Because this is going to be on y-axis. This equation, this point will become what? This distance now will be equal to B. This distance will also be equal to B. This will be A. This will be A. So this point will become B, 0, B, and this point will become 0, minus B. Right? Equation of directrix will also change. Equation of directrix will be of y-axis this time. So y is equal to B by E will be my equation of directrix, and this side y is equal to minus B by will be my equation of directrix. What will be this distance? This distance will be BE. This distance and this distance will be BE. This is my center. Even now this is my center, because all the derivations, this I'll have to take that as the fixed line, and this I have to take as a fixed point. What if my fixed point is on y-axis and fixed line is parallel to x-axis? That can also happen. So vertical ellipse, same derivations, however we solve there, same way we can solve here also. In this case, what will happen? In this case, what will happen? We'll get something like this: x square upon b square. B square into 1 minus E square plus y square upon B square is equal to 1. This will be our equation. When we'll solve this, we'll get this equation, and this means in case of vertical ellipse, I'll have a square is equal to b square into 1 minus e square. In case of vertical ellipse, I'll get this equation: a square is equal to b square into 1 minus e square. This will be the equation of, this will be the connection between a and b in case of vertical ellipse. Vertical ellipse, horizontal ellipse, similar thing. Not similar thing, only difference is axis, right? Everything will change according to that. So if you can understand and derive everything for a horizontal ellipse, you'll be able to remember everything for a vertical ellipse also. Not a problem at all. Now there are other things, there were other things also, like latus rectum, right? Latus rectum also we can see. By latus rectum, if we see, let's talk about our horizontal ellipse only, right? This is the center, 0, 0. This is my focus, which is AE, 0, right? Positive side I'm taking. So latus rectum is going to be this. So what will be the equation of latus rectum? Equation of latus rectum: x is equal to AE, right? Actually plus minus AE, because latus rectum will be this side also. So x equal to AE will be the equation. It's a line parallel to y-axis. X is equal to AE will be the equation. But most importantly, here we need to know is the length. So length also, it's just like a problem again. It's like sir, आप question की भी practice लेने वाले हो ना? हाँ अक्षरा, yes, we'll do the practice of questions also. Monday or Tuesday. नहीं, Thursday, पक्का, next Thursday. So that you'll have ample amount of time and solve some problems on your own. We'll do all the PYQs from 2002 to 2024, all of them. So x is equal to AE. Now look, this point and this point. To know the length, we'll need to know the coordinates, end points of latus rectum. So here x coordinate we already know. X coordinate will be AE over here, and over here also x coordinate will be AE. Both are positive direction. X coordinate will be AE. Which ellipse is this? This is my horizontal ellipse. So x square plus by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, where a is greater than b. I already know, because it's a horizontal ellipse. Horizontal ellipse means a is greater than b, and vertical ellipse means, I forgot to tell you that. By here in this, b will be greater than a, sorry, in this case b will be greater than a, na? And initially what did we have? B square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. So that's why our a was coming greater than b, right? And in this case, in case of vertical ellipse, we are getting a square is equal to b square into 1 minus e square. E is a fraction between 0 and 1. 1 minus that will also be a fraction between 0 and 1 multiplied with b is equal to a. That means b has to be bigger. B will be bigger than a. In this case, b will be bigger than a. Mota mota, you can write somewhere b will be bigger than a in case of my vertical ellipse. Small things, minute things, but on these only silly mistakes can happen. Very easy chapter this is. If you have studied conics from the starting, no, very easy chapter this is. But minutely solve questions very carefully, because I've seen many students doing silly, very unpredictable mistakes in ellipse only, right? Without any reason. Even I don't understand why. Okay, so x is equal to a. This is my horizontal ellipse. I'll satisfy. I'll put x as AE and see what is y. So AE, putting x equal to a. If I put x is equal to AE, so AE whole square divided by a square plus y square divided by b square will be equal to 1. Now cancel things over here. What do we get? We get y square by b square is equal to a square. A square will get cancelled. E square will remain. So it will become 1 minus e square. Correct. So y square will be equal to b square into 1 minus e square. Sir, this is a. Is this a? कल तुम बेटा बन गया है. That's under, this is SP, right? SP, it's already there, right? I've given the video, I've submitted the video. They're just editing it because I had to take a lot of cuts. I think by tonight it will be there on the channel, or maximum by tomorrow evening. It will come by evening time only, because the editors do sit by that time. So I have given the video. There are some additions which will happen. You'll get this, and I've made it in such a way that you'll get as much information as possible, right? Everything, cutoffs, for CAC branch, what do you need? Because for VIT Velour, what do you need? All those I've added there. Don't worry. Okay, SP. X is equal to a. Acha, what was I saying? Yeah. Abhi look here. Y square is equal to b square into 1 minus e square. As soon as you look at it, no, your brain will say, "Arey, a square, a square, a square." But bhai, this is your horizontal ellipse. In horizontal ellipse, what did we do? We substituted b, na? We said that b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. है ना? तो how? So we'll have to put the value over here. We'll have to, this is not our a, this is something else. B square was equal to a square into 1 minus e square, and here it is b square into 1 minus e square, and it is a horizontal ellipse. Very minute point, but dekho, very minute point, but you can make a silly mistake over here. So now we'll have to solve like that. So b square by a square, or what we can say is value of b square we can put kya? But that will make it troublesome only. So what shall we do? B square by a square, we can divide. Huh? No, we should not divide. Or we can put 1 minus e square ka value, na? We'll put 1 minus e square ka value. Better. Okay, simple. So y square will come out to be b square into, what will be 1 minus e square from here? B square upon a square will be equal to 1 minus e square. So 1 minus e square, instead of that, I'm just putting b square by a square. So I'm getting y square is equal to b to the power 4 upon a square. This gives me y is equal to plus or minus b square by a. Amazing. Plus minus b square by a. That means this point will be b square by a, and obviously this is on negative of y-axis, so this will be minus b square by a. What is the length of latus rectum that we are getting? 2 times b square by. Important point to note over here. 2 times b square by a. b is smaller. Okay? B is smaller. 2 times b square by a is, b is smaller than a over here. So for horizontal ellipse, length of latus rectum will be 2 times of b square by a. And for vertical ellipse, if this was vertical ellipse, right? If this was vertical ellipse, then latus rectum, where this is 0, BE. So here coordinates will be 2 times, sorry, this coordinate will come as a square by b, comma PE. अबे क्या कर रहा भाई? A square by b, comma BE, and this point will be minus a square by b, comma BE. These will be the endpoints, right? These will be the endpoints. You can try derive on your own, okay, when you're studying. So length will become how much? 2 times a square by b for vertical ellipse. For vertical ellipse, you'll be getting 2 times of a square by b. Okay जी. ये BBE कहाँ से हो गया? For vertical ellipse, it will be this. One more thing. Many times you'll need eccentricity. So eccentricity, for eccentricity, just remember this very, very carefully. Very, very carefully. Okay? For horizontal ellipse, that means for horizontal ellipse, you will have b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. This was your substitution. Remember what was the equation? Standard equation, x square upon a square plus y square upon a square into 1 minus e square. This came, and then we said b square is equal to 1 minus e square. This came when we were deriving horizontal ellipse. In case of vertical ellipse, right, you had a square is equal to b square into 1 minus e square. So in case of horizontal ellipse, what will be your e? E will come out as b square, sorry, 1 minus b square by a square square root. And for vertical ellipse, you'll get e is equal to 1 minus a square by b square. Now here, if you make a mistake, suppose you make a mistake in a formula. Suppose you had a vertical ellipse, but you took 1 minus b square by a square. So what will happen? Suppose this is the case. Suppose x square by 9 plus y square by 16 is equal to 1. This is your standard ellipse. Somebody asked you eccentricity, you said acha, okay, I'll use the formula e is equal to square root of 1 minus a square by b square. So here I'll get square root of 1 minus 3 by 4. A square is 9. General equation. 9 by 16. What am I doing? 9 by 16. 9 by 16. So in this case, you'll get a positive quantity because you have done the right thing. Here what is the case? Here your b is greater than a. So when b is greater than a, that means you have to use this equation, 1 minus a square by b square. But if suppose you had chosen x, suppose you had chosen e is equal to square root of 1 minus b square by a square. Suppose you chose this incorrectly, so you'll have 9 by 16, sorry, 16 by 9, which will make it a negative radical, which is not possible. So you cannot make a mistake. You cannot make a mistake. So always, although in classes they'll teach you like this, 1 minus square of smaller one divided by square of bigger one, or they'll have some different terms like semi-major axis, semi-minor axis. They go, you should know these terms, but don't get involved in these terms. Just know these terms, right? Semi-major axis, semi-minor axis. Okay, some fancy terms they'll introduce to you, but don't get. Now, what else can we derive over here, or what else can we talk about over here? If we talk about focal distance, abhi there are two foci. We didn't talk about focal distance, na? Although tangents and normals are not there in your syllabus, that's why I'm not getting into that. I'll directly tell you, because they are very much related to parabola and circles, and we have done a lot of derivations in parabola and circle. That's why I'm spending time over here, so that this you understand more carefully. My andas are not, I mean, like my ellipse are not good, looking very good. Why? Okay, chaliye. So what I was saying, focal distance. There are two focus. There is S1 also, S2 also. There are two foci. है ना? There are two foci. So let's say I have a focal distance means distance of a point which is on ellipse, its distance from the focus. Focal distance is that only, na? In parabola also we studied. Distance of any point on the curve from focus is focal distance. Yaar, par here two foci are there, and obviously two directrix are there. So this point is, let's say this point is some x comma y. So how will we find focal distance? In parabola we used a technique, no? Instead of using PS, we used PM. Correct? Instead of using PS, we used PM for focal distance. We used PM for focal distance. This is not looking perpendicular, but right now believe it. Or let me make a better figure. Wow. Okay, let's say this side I'm taking as directrix now. So this point is some x comma y, let's say. I know my point PS will be equal to PM. What is PM? Whatever is PS will not be equal to PM. PS will be equal to E times of PM in this case. PS will be equal to E times of PM. This is ellipse. Sorry, forgot that. PS will be equal to E times of PM. So PS, so I don't know. E times of PM can I find? Kya? E times of PM. PM will be what? Bhai, this distance is how much? From here to here, from 0, 0 to here, the distance, this distance we know is A. This distance we know kya? This distance is A by E. So if I want PM, I'll take this distance and subtract this distance. So I can simply say my focal distance will be E times of A by E minus X. This distance is A by E minus X. If I'll get PM. So A by E minus X. X can be the coordinate of this point. This is how you have to find the focal distance in ellipse also. This side, if I talk, this distance, if I talk about, it will be nothing but focal distance over this side will be E times of what do we need? We need PM. So A by E, distance is A by E. This distance is also A by E. This distance will also remain A by E plus X. Plus X. So A by E plus X. Now this is focal distance 1. Let's say this is focal distance 2. When we add both of them, whenever we add both of them, that means E times of A by E plus X plus E times of A by E minus X. Amazing thing will happen, and we'll get the distance, the sum of this distance as 2A. Kya baat hai? Very good. Thank you, Mr. Roaster. By this distance is coming equal to 2 times A. Constant. A is a constant, na? So this distance is coming equal to 2 times A. How can this happen? Did we do a mistake? No. Sum of focal distances from a point will always be a constant. This is also one very beautiful thing and very beautiful property of ellipse. In my school, I don't know in your school they made you do it or not, but my school was very noob. So what they when they taught us ellipse, no, I'm sure that you must have also done this activity. What they made us do is, on the cardboard, they gave us a cardboard like this. They fixed two pins that क्या बोलते हैं, where line on the positive axis, let be upon Mr. Roaster, what are you doing? So they used to make us just take 2 pins, fix them on the cardboard. Take 2 threads. Take 2 threads, or take 1 thread only. Take 1 thread only, and take a pencil. They used to do it like, take a pencil, tie this thread on both the ends, okay, and make the thread very tight. Now when you'll move this thread, when you'll move this pencil such that your thread is staying tight, this pencil will make a ellipse. For circle, so you can do a simple activity. Take a thread, mark a pin, take the pencil, take a thread, and you have to move the pencil in such a way that there is no slack in your thread. So you'll get a circle. How will you get an ellipse? You take 2 points, take 2 fixed points, put the pins, take a thread, roll the thread on these 2 pins, connect the thread with a pencil. Now make this pencil, like, make the thread tight and keep the thread tight and rotate your pencil. You'll get an ellipse. Why? Because PS1 plus PS2 is always going to give me a fixed value. Sum of focal distances will be equal to a fixed value. This is very, very important. This is one of the thing which has been asked in PYQs a lot of times based on this only. PS1 plus PS2, I know this is always going to be equal to 2A. Ab other things, whatever is remaining, let's keep looking at them one by one. Okay. So a few things which you need to know. General things we know: standard ellipse having center at origin and A greater than B. If A is greater than B, then this is going to be your equation. Major axis will be along x-axis and of length 2A. Obviously, this was our ellipse, horizontal ellipse. Center was 0, 0. We said no, these distances we only took, we only assumed that these are going to be equal. This will be the center, these distances will be equal, both will be A. So length of major axis for a horizontal ellipse will come out to be equal to 2A. Mr. Roaster's same slope as that of tangent. Good question. I think he has typed with focal straight line passing through a point having. Beta, I'm still not getting your question correctly. Do you have a photo or something? How will you send me? Mr. Roaster, you can do one thing. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll be having a problem solving session on sequence and series. Right? I'll schedule it. On Saturday, most probably, we'll be having a problem solving session. Problem solving means we'll be solving problems based on sequence and series. There you can bring this problem. Okay, you can show me there. There we'll be able to interact, talk, and you can show me your screen and all that. So there I'll be able to get this better. Okay. Minor axis will be 2B. This length will be equal to 2 times B. This only we took as B, na? 1 minus A square. A square into 1 minus A square. This only we took as E. Right? AE was the distance. This only we took as B. So length of minor axis will be equal to 2B. Foci will be AE, 0 and minus AE, 0. Directrices will be x is equal to plus minus AE. Eccentricity E will be equal to square root of 1 minus smaller 1 square upon greater 1 square. Okay. Remember this. So you'll save your time. Okay. X is equal to AE and x is equal to minus AE, and length. Okay, LR's equations are there, and length of latus rectum for a horizontal ellipse will be 2B square upon A, not A square, 2B square upon A. Here also smaller 1 square upon 1 upon A. So if you forget also, if you are confused also, now you know how to derive them. Okay, now you know how to derive them. For vertical, again in this case B is greater than A, then X, same equation, but few things will change. This time major axis will be Y axis, so length will be 2B. Okay, minor axis will be 2A. This will be something like this. So this length will be equal to 2B, because this will be B, 0, B, 0, B, and this will be 0, minus B. So this length will be 2B, this length will be 2A. a comma 0 and minus a comma 0 and a comma 0. This length will be 2a. Foci 0 comma be and 0 comma minus be. Directrices y is equal to b by e and y is equal to minus b by e. Very important. This thing only is important in this entire chapter. Standard ellipse when a is greater than b and b is greater than a, because very basic problems will come in your mains. In advanced also not very heavy problems will come. Problems from ellipse and hyperbola will be very direct concept based, so don't worry about it. Okay. Eccentricity, smaller one square upon bigger one square, square root of 1 minus smaller one square. Length of latus rectum 2a square upon b, it will come, right? 2a square upon b. Why? Because these points will be a square upon b comma be, and this point will be minus a square upon b comma be. Remember, just now we did this. Okay. So remember all these things. These notes will be provided to you. You can keep them or you can make your own notes. Now, if center is not origin, we will study only one case. Right? Sometimes people think, sir, any ellipse, are we studying any ellipse? No, not this type. We are not changing the orientation of ellipse. We are only changing the position of center. We are shifting only the center. Suppose your center is this 0 comma 0. Now your ellipse is this. Whose center is this one now? Okay, some h comma k. Let's say some h comma k is the center. Now in the new, you have studied, you must have studied shift of origin. No, in new coordinate system, suppose if we make this as our new coordinate system, capital X and capital Y, right? Capital X and capital Y. This was my small x, let's say, and small y. Everything will change according to it. Now what will happen? Capital X will be equal to x minus h. Ulta, plus h, plus h. Okay, and capital Y will be equal to what? Y plus k. This will only change, no? Think carefully once. How will this equation come? Think about it. Just a minute. Give me a minute. So see, in the concept sessions, I'm trying that we are not solving. Sir, is black book is good for JEE or the trend got changed? Black book for maths you are talking? हाँ. नहीं यार. For JEE Advanced, देखो, best way is to solve advanced PYQs. Trust me. Advanced PYQs as well as yeah, problems are there. Black book. I have never recommended because it wastes a lot of time, because many things are there which are not even in our JEE syllabus. But if you have, then you can go with it. Otherwise, there is one challenge and thrill for JEE. Okay. Otherwise, Cengage also for advanced is good. If you can get a module of Unacademy, of any reputed coaching institute like Unacademy, PW, or Allen or Akash, any of these, right? Almost all are same. Right, in that last exercise, which is the advanced exercise, those all things you should solve. The book will waste a lot of time over here right now. That's what I would say. Otherwise, best thing is right now try to solve as many advanced PYQs as you can. Not have so time, sir. Am I in? I know, beta. I know. You have 100 days. You still have 100 days. You can solve many PYQs, and if you can get hands on any module like this. Right, these type of modules are of Unacademy. You'll get from, you can order online content, right? In these, when you'll go in exercises, in the end you'll see this JEE Advanced exercise specifically for JEE Advanced, right? This will have PYQs of JEE Advanced. This will be there in any coaching module. I'm not telling you about Unacademy only. It will be there in every coaching, reputed coaching module. From there, solve the advanced problems. We'll also start doing that in 2 weeks. Right, somewhere around when there'll be 40 to 50 days left, no, 40 to 50 days left, that time we'll do PYQs of advanced for some major topics, okay, on the channel also. But till then, you can pace yourself up. Acha, what I was saying, shift of origin we are doing. So shift of origin, if we are doing, instead of, now in this one, what do I have? For capital X, when you shift the origin, what do you do? When you shift the origin, what do you do? Your capital X will be equal to small x minus h. For this ellipse also, your equation is nothing. X square by a square plus y, capital Y square by b square is equal to 1. But here, instead of x, this is shift of origin. When you do shift of origin, right, you'll just subtract this from the x coordinate. That means instead of x, you'll write x minus h. Instead of capital X, you'll write x minus h. Instead of capital Y, you'll write y minus h. I wrote x plus h, kya? I think, sorry for that if I had x minus h only. Right? So just that. You're just doing shift of origin. Suppose you have some ellipse like this. Let me bring a small question so that you'll be able to understand better. Let me see if I have a question. Suppose this is a question. Let's say, suppose we need to find the equation of directrix, or we'll find everything. Let's say directrix and focus, both the things, for an ellipse. Let's say this ellipse is x minus 3 whole square by 25 plus y minus 2 whole square by 16 is equal to 1. Now, if I want you to find directrix and focus, find the directrix and focus. We'll find two things: the directrix and the focus. Foci or focus, same thing only. Here, what has changed? Instead, now obviously, देखो, when we are shifting the entire ellipse, lengths won't change. Distance between the center and focus won't change. Distance between center and directrix, or focus and directrix, or vertex and directrix, these things won't change. Lengths cannot change. Now we are just shifting. If I take you from India to US, what will change? What will change? Your attitude will change. Your health and height won't change, na? Instantly. Your attitude will definitely change. You'll be talking like, so I'm going up, please pass me a ball of water. Like that, you'll be talking, but nothing else will change, right? Your parameters, your basic parameters, your health and height won't change. So here also that will happen. If I'm shifting my ellipse from center being over at 0, 0 to center being at some h, k, same ellipse I've shifted. What will change? Only the equation of directrix will change. Coordinates and all will change. Attitudes will change. Coordinates will change. Directrix equation might change, but distances won't change. Sizes won't change. Distances won't change. So now suppose if this is your ellipse and you need to find the directrix and everything for this. So what have we learned? We have learned that for directrix, the equation of directrix is A by E. Equation of directrix is A by E, kya? Sir, can we crack starting preparation from now? Why not, Manjunath? There have been many students who have done that. There was a student whose name was also Ayush. I remember this student. He got 55 percentile in first attempt. He was only preparing for boards. He never came to coaching or anything. He was the son of my father's friend. Son, or I think some relative of my father's friend. So he came, he called and he said that, sir, first attempt I've given and I've got 55 percentile. I'm not going to get anything. So I said, second attempt, give second attempt. For second attempt, he prepared very well. Solved, studied for some 12-13 hours per day, solved a lot of problems, basic problems, PYQs, everything he did. You know, he got 94 percentile, 94 or 95 percentile in second attempt. He was qualified for advanced. And trust me, he got somewhere around 5,000 or 6,000 ranks in advance also. No, it's never late. And I'll tell you what, 70, not 70, but around 50% of the students, 50 to 60, I can say 60 to 65% of the students do prepare by the end only. These are only the students who get the privilege of going to big coaching institutes. They'll just study too much. Okay, so it's smart work if you can do, and hard work also if you can do. So start now, you'll be able to crack JEE definitely. It's about determination. If you want, you can. But don't spoil your boards because of that. Directrix and focus, how will you find? Anybody in the chat box for this one? By E to we can find, no? E definitely we can find. A, what is our directrix? For generally for an ellipse whose center is at 0, 0, directrix is A by E. A by E. What things will change? That's it. Tell me the equation of directrix in the chat box. Let's say here, let's say that this equation, this ellipse, like we studied, no, this ellipse is just x square by 25 or x square by 5 square plus y square by 4 square is equal to 1. So your A is greater than B, right? Your A is greater than B. This is a horizontal ellipse. Correct. What is the equation of directrix? A by E for horizontal ellipse. Right. So your equation will be x, capital X is equal to A by E. This is the equation of directrix for horizontal ellipse. E we can calculate. E we know how to calculate. E is what? E is equal to square root of 1 minus square of smaller one divided by bigger one. So smaller one is 4. 4 square by 5 square. So this will come as 9 by 5. That means 3 by 5. 9 by 25. So 3 by 5. Right. So E will come out as 3 by 5. Your E will be equal to 3 by 5. Correct. E will be 3 by 5. That means X is equal to A by E. What is A? Your A is 5. So 5 upon 3 by 5. That means 25 by 3. But this is capital X is equal to 25 by 3. What is capital X? Capital X is nothing but X minus 3. So basically your X minus 3 is equal to 25 by 3. Solve it like this. Solve these type of questions like this only. Much faster you will be able to do. Bas khatam. 25 by 3, 25 plus 9. So X will be equal, X equal to 34. 34 by 3. This will be your equation. Equation of directrix will be this thing. Obviously there are two directrix, so don't forget to put plus minus, right? So here plus minus, there are two directrix, no? X will be equal to plus minus. We forgot to put plus minus. So there will be two directrix, plus minus. Put plus minus over here also. So minus, if we are taking minus 25 by 3, what are we getting? Minus 25 by 3 plus 3. That will give us minus 16 by 3, or X is equal to minus 16 by 3. This is equation of directrix. Focus AE, right? What coordinates of focus? If we want to find out the coordinates of focus, plus or minus, or yeah, actually coordinates of focus to plus minus we can anyway find. On or coordinate of focus we can think like this also, simply, right? Coordinates of focus we are talking now. So coordinates of focus will be X, equation of line passing through or lattice rectum will use, right? What is equation of lattice rectum? Basically AE, right? X is equal to plus minus AE. Equation of lattice rectum, no, equation of lattice rectum, X is equal to plus or minus AE. Coordinates of focus are plus AE comma 0 or minus AE comma 0. We'll use this. Here X we know is X minus 3 is equal to plus or minus. A we know is 5. E we know is 3 by 5. That's it. X is equal to 3 plus 3 or 3 minus 3. Right? So completely, if you are finding, just think again, completely you are finding focus coordinates. Capital X was equal to what? Capital X coordinates in case if we take this as ellipse. So for this type of ellipse, we know focus coordinates are AE, 0. AE, 0. Plus minus AE, 0 we can take although, right? Plus minus AE, 0. In this is your X coordinate and this is your Y coordinate. Here your X coordinate is plus minus AE. Right? Plus minus AE means 3 by 5. 5 into 3 by 5. So plus minus 3. So this will be plus minus 3. Now X, capital X is what? X minus 3, which will be equal to plus minus 3. So X will be equal to 6 or plus 3 plus 3, 6 minus 3 plus 3, 0. 6 or 0. Right? X will be equal to 6 or 0. Now Y coordinate is 0. Correct? Y coordinate is your 0. Capital Y coordinate is 0. But our Y coordinate is 0. But here, what is Y? According to this, Y is 2. Y minus 2. Y minus 2 is equal to 0. So Y is equal to 2. So coordinates of focus will be what? 6, 2 or 0, 2. These will be the coordinates of two foci. And we can check also. We can see also. See, this will, let's say this is your S1, this is your S2. So what is the center coming? 6 plus 0 divided by 2, 3. 2 plus 2 divided by 2, 2. 3, 2 is the center. Check. 3, 2 is the center. So these things, remember. Center of the points, center of the line connecting the foci of your ellipse is always the center of ellipse. So that you can check from here. So this is how you'll have to do your problem solving. Correct? Just take the standard ellipse and just put what is capital X, what is capital Y. Solve according to standard ellipse and then do the substitution later. If you solve this way, it will be much easier and less confusing. Otherwise, shift of origin and all, it depends on you. How solve some problems, then only you'll be able to incorporate your own method. That I'm able to understand and solve this way with more confidence and with better output. So bring out your own method, but I'm just explaining what all things are there that we need to know about ellipse. Let's move ahead. Some major terms, semi-minor axis. That means minor axis is how much? 2b. Minor axis for a horizontal ellipse, minor axis is equal to what? 2b. Length of minor axis is 2b. So semi means half, half means b. So this only we studied, no, square root of 1 minus b square by a square for horizontal ellipse, because a will be greater than b. And latest rectum, what was the length that we studied? 2b square by a for horizontal ellipse. So 2 times of semi-minor axis upon major axis. Semi-minor axis means b. Semi-major axis means a. Major axis length will be 2a. Minor axis length will be 2b. We ourselves deduced that. We actually assumed that already. And if those are our substitutions or those are the substitutions which are used generally in the books. Distance between foci is equal to major axis into eccentricity. Yes. By distance between foci, what is the distance between AE, 0 and minus AE, 0? What is the distance between these 2 points? Distance will be 2AE. So major axis means 2A multiplied with eccentricity. That means 2A. So why am I telling you this? Because in questions, no, sometimes they'll tell the length of semi-minor axis is equal to this. So you should know semi-minor axis means they are talking about B or A. Okay. Rest of the things we'll keep learning when please do attend, try to attend all the PYQ sessions that we are doing, because while problem solving, more concepts, more techniques of solving the problems, ways of thinking gets developed. Theory I'm teaching you so that nothing gets missed out. Everything you need to know for solving problems of mains and advanced is here in the concept video. Small videos only I'm trying to make, but questions are more important, so do come for your solving part. Okay, solving part, don't forget. Now, parametric form of an ellipse. But for parametric form, we'll need to understand one thing, one term, right, which is called auxiliary circle. This term is used in questions and is commonly known also and is very important sometimes. Auxiliary circle means if we take our major axis as the diameter, major axis can be x-axis also or y-axis also, okay, being of horizontal and vertical ellipse. But definition of auxiliary circle is taking major axis as the diameter. If we draw a circle, color, let's take this. Suppose something like this. Suppose if we keep our major axis as the diameter and if we draw a circle, then this yellow circle is called as auxiliary circle. This yellow circle is called as auxiliary circle. Keeping major axis as the diameter, if you draw a circle, major axis as the diameter, obviously center will be this only, center will be the center of your ellipse only. So this is called as auxiliary circle. Based on this auxiliary circles, we do some studies. We say that if I want to take a parametric point on ellipse, although I can tell you directly also it is a cos theta, b sin theta, which everybody does generally in coachings also, or while learning also in NCERT also, you learn the same thing by how to take the parametric points. But what is the concept behind that? Let's come to that. Concept actually starts from auxiliary circle. They say that from center, if we take any point P on auxiliary circle, so we know how to take the parametric points on what? On your circle. What is the radius of this circle? Sir, A will be the radius. A will be the radius. So this point will be A cos theta, comma A sin theta. We know how to take the parametric points now on circle. By x square, this equation will be what? X square plus y square is equal to A square. Will be the equation of this circle. Center is origin, radius is A. So this will be the equation. Parametric points, although we remember also, if we put instead of x, if we put A cos theta, instead of y, if we put A sin theta, and when we do A square cos square theta plus A square sin square theta, we'll get A square equal to A square, because sin square theta and cos square theta add up and become 1. Okay, so here we know how to take the parametric points on circle. From that, using that, we'll take parametric points on ellipse also. We'll say that if we come down a bit, if we perpendicularly drop a line from this point on the ellipse, which cuts the ellipse somewhere over here. Let me use this color, which cuts the ellipse somewhere over here. So because this is perpendicularly down, the coordinates of this point will be the x coordinate. Let's say this point is some point Q. The x coordinate of this point will not change, na? Because we are coming perpendicularly down. So x coordinate will not change. Perpendicularly down we are coming. So x coordinate is not changing. Y coordinate we'll need to know. Y coordinate we will need to know. Let's know the y coordinate. So how will we know the y coordinate? Because we know the x coordinate and we have the equation of ellipse. We can actually know the y coordinate. Equation of ellipse is what? Equation, this is a horizontal ellipse, standard x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, where my x is a cos theta. So I'll just put a cos theta whole square by a square is equal to plus y square by b square is equal to 1. So from here, what am I getting? A square and a square will get cancelled. Y square by b square will come out to be as 1 minus cos square theta. Correct? So y square will be equal to b square sin square theta. So y will be equal to b sin theta. That means on ellipse, my point will be a cos theta, b sin theta. Correct? Can you comprehend this? Solve this once on your own. Correct. Parametric points, how do we take? So parametric points for a horizontal ellipse will be a cos theta, comma b sin theta. Remember that. Parametric points will be required in many questions, assuming a point. Now, here, most important thing is, what is theta, sir? Where did this theta come from? Theta is not the angle of line which is connecting the origin and the point on ellipse. No. This is very important point over here. Theta is not this point. Theta is not the point where which is theta is not the angle of the line which is connecting center and the point on ellipse. It is the angle of the line which is connecting center and the point on auxiliary circle. So remember this definition, because based on this small minute concept, JEE can ask you a question in advanced. Advanced questions are not calculative. They are just very, very peculiarly conceptual. They might ask you this. The theta they'll use, and you'll by mistake you'll use this as theta, and this is theta. Remember, in this very important concept it is over here that theta is this angle. Don't make the mistake. Chaliye. The parametric form a cos theta, where for this is for your horizontal ellipse. A cos theta, a b sin theta, bhai. Acha, here, yeah, p theta. This is a sin theta. This is a cos theta, a sin theta. Anything else? No, all good. Okay. Here theta is the parameter. Eccentric angle. This term also have been used in your. This term is used a lot of times in your exams. In JEE they have used this eccentric angle. And eccentric angle is this angle which is connecting center and the auxiliary circle. So angle, if you want to find it using the auxiliary circle, not the ellipse. This is not theta. This is not theta. This is not theta. Don't forget this. Eccentric angle is this angle. This particular angle is called eccentric angle. One question I've seen recently, I think 2021 or 22 it was, which asked directly about eccentric angle. 1 or 2, right? So which asked directly about eccentric angle. What is eccentric angle? This is your eccentric angle. This theta. Okay. Now some important results I'll tell you, which you should derive once on your own. Very easily you will be able to derive based on these points. Just like we derived the same things in parabola, the equation of chord, equation of tangent, all those things, you can derive the same for ellipse also. Try to do that once on your own. I'll guide you how to do that. It can be easily proved. Now, equation of chord, equation of any chord. Remember in parabola how we used to write the equation of chord? In parabola, slope will take as 2 by t1 plus t2, right? Y minus 2a t1. 2a t square, 2a t1 is equal to slope into x minus a t square. Yeah, these and all. This is the thing which we used to find the equation of any chord of your this thing parabola. So here also parametric points only we are using, right? Here also parametric points only we are using. Remember, x by a cos of theta. This is theta 1, this is theta 2. That means on auxiliary circle, if we make the auxiliary circle over here, this point must have lied on theta 1 and this point must have lied was a over here on theta 2. That's why we came down. So theta 1 and theta 2 are the angles which are based on auxiliary circle, not your ellipse. Just remember that much. Although you'll take the point, you can take theta 1 and theta 2 only. You'll get the chance of taking the exact values of angles, otherwise, until unless it is given in the question only. Otherwise, remember this equation as it is. X, this is same equation. You're doing t1 only. You're only doing t equal to 0 only, right? T equal to s1. How did we? This is your equation of chord. Chord of contact is T is equal to 0. Chord with midpoint. Actually, for this one, we don't. I can tell you the derivation here, but it will just give me a minute. Let's not dive into derivation right now. We'll do while doing PYQs. For now, it's better that you note this particular equation. We'll be using this. Actually, why I'm not deriving? Because this won't be used. Focal chord will be used. This I don't want you to get too much confused into. Just remember this equation. If this comes in the questions, I'll derive it for you over there while doing PYQs. So x cos theta 1 plus theta 2 divided by 2, x by a cos theta 1 plus theta 2 divided by 2, y by b cos or sine of theta 1 plus theta 2 divided by 2 is equal to cos of theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by 2. This is easy to remember also, right? And it will be helpful sometimes, right? It will definitely be helpful sometimes. Very rarely you'll get to use this. That's why I'm not deriving. Okay, in this only one more substitution which we can do, that if it is a focal chord, this is more important, that if it is a focal chord on the basis of parametric points, tan theta 1 by 2 into tan theta 2 by 2 will be equal to e minus 1 upon e plus 1, right? And there'll be two such lines, right? If you'll satisfy minus a comma 0 in this equation, you'll get e plus 1 upon e minus 1. If you satisfy a comma 0, you'll get e minus 1 upon e plus 1. And obviously there'll be two focal chords. There'll be two focal chords which will pass through focus, right? There'll be two focal chords which will pass through focus. So for both the equations, either one you can use. Just remember this term, tan theta 1 by 2, tan theta 2 by 2 equal to e minus 1 upon e plus 1 and e plus 1 upon e minus 1. Just remember this part, right? Just reciprocal and you'll get both the equations over there itself, right? You actually need to remember this. You should remember this. Tan theta 1 by 2, tan theta 2 by 2, e minus 1 upon e plus 1 and e plus 1 upon e minus 1. That's it. Just remember this much part. This part is actually important. We'll be using this in questions. Focal chord. This is for focal chord that is passing through focus. If it is a focal chord, the focus will satisfy. Equation of focal chord, try to remember, try to note it down as it is. You can derive it also, right? You can derive it also. Take the 2 points, assume the two, take the 2 parametric points theta 1 and theta 2, right? This will be your a cos theta 1, b sin theta 2, b sin theta 1, a cos theta 2, b sin theta 2. Then make the equation, satisfy from the focus, long derivation, but you'll reach till this point. A little bit of trigonometry will also be involved, but you'll reach till this point. Okay. First, you'll have to derive normal equation. Take 2 parametric points, right? A cos theta 1, b sin theta 1, a cos theta 2, b sin theta 2. Write the equation. This equation you'll obtain very easily. It will be derived. After that, make it satisfy over here. You'll get these things also. Try doing this, please, on your own. This we have done already, right? This we did already. Correct? This we did, no? PS upon PM karke. I told you, right? Focal distances, PS dash. So PS you'll have to find, either it will be A minus EX1 right? Either it will be A minus EX1, correct? Or it will be A plus EX1. This focal distance will be equal to PM. So what will be PM? PM will be equal to, if this point we are taking as x comma y, right? If this point we are taking as x comma y, then PM will be equal to what? This complete distance, which is A by E, minus this distance, which is how much? X. So focal distance, let's say PM will, or PM dash, we'll call this PM dash, will be equal to what? A by E minus X. A by E minus X. So this will be equal to A minus EX. Arey, wait. PS is equal to PM. PS is equal to EPM. So we have to do E times PM. E times PM will be equal to E times of A by E minus X. This is what we are going to have. So this will become AE minus X. This, they have taken X1, Y1, I'm just taking X. So AE minus X. This is how you'll take your focal distances. Don't do distance formula over here. Use this property. PS by PM is equal to E. Okay, so AE minus X, this distance, and this will become AE plus X. Right? So your X, if you take as parametric point, it will become AE minus X. Parametric point if you want to take, so X coordinate will become A cos theta. So this will become what? A into E minus cos theta. This will be A minus X. Sorry, A minus X. A minus X. So that's what I'm thinking. Why is it coming wrong? So A minus A cos theta. That means A into 1 minus cos theta. Right? A minus X. No, E got cancelled. So A minus X. A into 1 minus cos theta. A minus 1 minus E cos theta. This will be A minus EX. So this will become A into 1 minus E cos theta. And also A into 1 plus E cos theta. Right? This side distance will become how much? This distance, PM. So this will be AE, which is this distance, plus X. So AE, if I talk about PM will be, PS will be equal to E times of PM. So E times of PM, or here it was PM dash, E times of PM, in this case, this side case, it will be what? A by E plus X. So this will become A by E plus X into E. That means you'll get A plus EX. That means A plus E times of B, A cos theta. E times A cos theta. Or if we take A common, 1 plus E cos theta. So these derivations you have to do on your own. Study this chapter once on your own. Research, solve these problems once, then only. For every point P, sum of focal distances, this I told you, very important property. Based on this also we define ellipse. Practically we define ellipse like this. Very, very important, will be used in questions a lot. Sum of focal distances, sum of any point on ellipse, sum of distance of any point of ellipse, on ellipse, from the two focuses will always be equal to a constant value, and it will always be equal to length of major axis. In case of horizontal ellipse, it is 2a. In case of vertical ellipse, major axis will be y-axis. That means in case of vertical ellipse, it will be 2b. PS plus PM will come out to be equal to 2b in case of vertical ellipse. Locus of a point which moves such that the sum of distances from the fixed points is constant. The constant point, focus and constant sum of its length is called major axis. Okay, length of major axis. Know these points. Rest of the things remain same as circle and parabola. In circle also, to know the position, or in parabola to know the position, if S1 is greater than 0, point lies outside. S1 is equal to 0, point lies on ellipse. S1 is less than 0, point lies inside ellipse. S1 means what? If you want to know, suppose x square plus 9 plus y square by 16 is equal to 1. This is your ellipse. Which type of ellipse it is? It is vertical ellipse. B is greater than A. Vertical ellipse, and you want to know that whether 2, 3 lie, where is 2, 3 according to this ellipse? So you find S1. What is S1? S1 means this point satisfied in this ellipse. That means 2 square by 9 plus 3 square by 16 minus 1 is equal to this value you will find. Minus 1. S1 means this point satisfied over here. And finally find the value. If this value comes greater than 0, point lies outside. Equal to 0, on the ellipse. Less than 0, that means inside the ellipse. Now just check. 2 square 4 by 9 plus 9 by 16 minus 1. I think greater than 0, right? Greater than 0 we are getting, or less than 0? Just check. Okay, 4 by 9 plus 9 by 16 we want to do. So ये 4 by 9 कहाँ? 0.9 नहीं, 0.4, somewhere around 0.4, and 9 by 16 0.5. No, it will be less than 0. I think less than 0 it is coming. So it is this point is inside the ellipse. This point is inside the ellipse. That simple it is, just like circles. Again, this one you know how to get. Equation of line with slope m to ellipse. Let's say we are talking about x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. This is your horizontal ellipse. Let's say a is greater than b, or anything, right? Right now just saying that. So let's say this is the condition. Arey, ellipse is there, yaar. Why am I making it again? This is your ellipse, and now if you want the equation of a tangent whose slope is given to you as m, this slope is m over here. So equation of tangent will be what? How can we write the equation of tangent? We can write y is equal to mx plus c. Let's say equation of line with tangent with slope m is just given by y is equal to mx plus c. Solve it with this ellipse, right? Just solve it with this ellipse. When you'll solve this line with this ellipse, right? When you'll solve this line with this ellipse, you'll get a quadratic equation in m, right? You'll get a quadratic equation in m. And in that quadratic equation, when you'll put d equal to 0, when you'll put your discriminant equal to 0, when you'll make your discriminant equal to 0, the value of c which you'll get will be equal to this square root of plus minus square root of a square m square plus b square. And obviously of slope m, there can be two tangents. There can be two tangents of slope m. So that's why y is equal to mx plus or minus square root of a square m square plus b square is the equation of tangent with slope m. Simply you just have to solve y is equal to mx plus c and x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. And in this, when you solve this and you get a quadratic, in that quadratic, we have done the same thing in parabola and circle also. In this when the quadratic will be formed, in that quadratic we'll put discriminant equal to 0. Why discriminant equal to 0? Because this has only one solution. Sorry, this has two roots, but both are equal because it is touching, the line is touching the curve. Only one point of intersection is there. That means roots are equal. That means discriminant is equal to 0. Right? Suppose if I'll give you an idea, x square by a square plus mx plus c by b square whole square is equal to 1. Now, sorry, not in m. In x, you'll get a quadratic equation. In x you will get a quadratic equation. M में कहाँ से? In x you will get a quadratic equation, and in that quadratic equation you put your discriminant equal to 0. When you'll do that, you will get value of your c equal to square root of a square m square plus c square plus b square. Square root of a square m square plus b square will be the value of your this thing c. You'll get value of c, and this it's better that you remember, just like for parabola and for your circle also. Okay. Okay, tangent at a point on ellipse, t equal to 0. Any point tangent at any point, t equal to 0. T means everywhere, wherever x square is there, you put x x1, y square y y1, y will be y plus y1 by 2, x will be x plus x1 by 2. Those things. T equal to 0 will give you the equation of tangent at any given point. And for parametric also same thing. T equal to 0 when you will do, you will get x cos theta upon a plus y sin theta upon b equal to 1. Okay, parametric. In question solving, in problem solving, we'll be using this part a lot, but right now in mains syllabus this is not there, and in ellipse we are also not seeing any questions from tangents and normals, but for advanced you'll need to know these things, right? And very much similar to your circle and parabola also. Okay, chaliye. Point of contact. Now some things to remember, right? These very rarely questions will be asked from this, but you can note these down and you can derive these also. Point of contact of tangent having slope m. Point of contact of tangent having slope m. This point of contact they are talking about. This point of contact x1 comma y1. So this also you can derive very easily. Try this. Remember, derive and then try to mug this up. Okay, very less useful, but yeah, derive on your own like a problem. Try to find the point of contact. You can find the point of contact, right? You have the value of c, you have the equation now. Both the equations you have. Solve and find the point of contact. It will come out like this. Okay, minus a square m upon square root of a square m square plus b square. This is same here, minus a square m by x coordinate. In x coordinate you'll have minus a square by m, minus a square m, and in y coordinate you'll have b square. Right? Point of intersection of tangents, you can chuck this one. This I don't think will be useful. If it comes somewhere, I'll tell you this while doing the PYQs also. Don't worry. Rest of the things, chord of contact, again t equal to 0. Chord of contact means what? Right? Chord of contact means from any point of, from any given point. If we draw two tangents on the ellipse, then the line joining the point of intersection of these two tangents will be equal to, point of tangency of these two tangents will be called as the chord of contact, and equation will be t equal to 0. T equal to 0 is also the equation of chord with chord, is also the equation of tangent at a given point, right? Here your t will be based on this point. Here your t will be based on this point. There your t was based on point of contact, right? This was x1 y1, and here you have to take your t as this as x1 y1. Here your t will be according to this as x1 comma y1. Small things, but please don't. Now some more things, although now what this part can be asked in your mains also. Chord of contact and chord with given midpoint question is there. Two questions, or I think one question at least, which is directly just about finding the chord with given midpoint, is there in JEE Mains 2025, I think 28th or 29th first shift. There is one question which is simply asking about the equation of chord with given midpoint. You just have to apply t equal to s1 over here. For example, if my x square plus by 9 plus y square by 25 equal to 1 is my ellipse. Okay, is my ellipse. Now for this, if I want to find the chord with given midpoint, then I have to apply t equal to s1. Midpoint of the chord should be 2, 3 or something. So t equal to s1 I'll apply. So here only it will become x into 2 by 9 plus y into 3 by 25. This will become t, right, equal to s1. So s1 will become what? This point satisfied, there 4 by 9 plus 9 by 25. Minus 1 will be there here also and here also, but it will get cancelled. So this will be your equation of chord with given midpoint. That's it. This simple it is. Direct questions can be asked in your mains, at least. Very direct. Even in advance from this part. Now there are 4 or 5 properties of ellipse based on which questions have been asked in JEE Advanced but not in mains. But very easy and easy to remember properties, very intuitive properties, just like parabola. Okay, first property says that if you drop a perpendicular from foci on the tangents, right, if you drop a perpendicular from focus, both the focus on tangents, then product of the length of these two perpendiculars on the tangent to the ellipse will be equal to square of semi minor axis, square of b. if your ellipse is like this, suppose if you have a vertical ellipse and you are dropping perpendiculars from the foci, right? This is P1, this is P2. In this case, P1, P2 will be equal to A square, because A is your 2A is your minor axis. So here semi minus minor axis square, directly on this particular property one question was asked, because otherwise it will take a lot of, if you can remember this, you'll do this question in less than 10 seconds. Otherwise you'll have to do some calculations which will just waste your time. So for saving your time, you can remember this as it is. P1 P2 is equal to B square, direct property which is taught. Foot of perpendicular from either focus on any tangent to the ellipse will always lie on auxiliary circle, obviously, right? You can intuit this also. Foot of perpendicular from either focus on any tangent to an ellipse, foot of perpendicular. Hey, ulta they have written a foot of perpendicular. These. Yes, this is one property. Like if you draw auxiliary circle, then these perpendicular foots on any tangent will, these foot of perpendiculars will always lie on auxiliary circle, because it is making 90 degree here. Come on, right? Because it is making 90 degree. You know that. So it will lie on auxiliary circle because it will make the angle subtended on the circumference, which is 90 degree, right? Dimetrics. So this is also one property which you should remember, although I don't think this will be used somewhere internally in question maybe. But remember foot of perpendicular from any of the focus of your ellipse to any tangent will always lie, foot will always lie on the auxiliary circle. What is the auxiliary circle? The circle whose diameter is the major axis. Okay. Reflection property, an incident ray coming from focus after striking a concave side of ellipse get reflected towards focus S dash. A light ray which is coming from one of the focus will get like this is just saying this, although this is hardly used, but advanced you can never know. So I'm just telling you reflection property, which says that if a ray of light is coming from your focus 1, let's say, it gets reflected from the ellipse, so it will pass through focus 2 definitely. On reflection through the surface of ellipse, it will pass through the focus 2. That's the property of your concave mirror. The portion of tangent of ellipse between point of contact and directrix subtends right angle on the corresponding focus. Portion of tangent to an ellipse between point of contact and directrix. This is also a property of parabola. Remember, this is also, क्या समझ नहीं आ रहा बेटा अमन? Are you there from the starting? एक बार starting से देखो. Try to watch it from the starting. Now तो I'm almost about to finish the concept part. तो एक बार starting से देखो and do attend the PYQ session also. Solve the questions there. I hope you'll be able to understand things. चलिए. So last property, this one. This is also there in parabola. Remember, if you have seen your parabola lecture, then you will remember that this same property is there in parabola also. What does it say? That if there is a tangent, right, and directrix, now portion of tangent which lies between the point of contact, that means this, and directrix, that means this, that means only this portion they are talking about. They are only talking about this portion, and this portion will always subtend a 90 degree angle on the focus. I'll make a better figure. In parabola also this thing was there, no? Right? Parabola, I said that if this is your parabola, let's say standard parabola, and there is let's say tangent like this, then this portion which is between point of contact and directrix, that means this particular portion will subtend a 90 degree angle on the focus. This was the property in parabola, and this same property will be there in ellipse also, that if there is a tangent, right, if there is a tangent, then the portion, then the portion between point of contact and directrix, this particular portion, will always subtend a 90-degree angle on the corresponding focus. Which directrix you are taking? There is a focus corresponding to both the directrix. So likewise, you have to do. Okay? Or the corresponding focus. This will be 90 degree. 4 properties hardly. But remember these properties. These will be used in advanced questions. Otherwise, in mains, ellipse will be very, very simple. You can see the questions. Earlier, it used to come difficult. Nowadays, it has started coming easy only, in mains at least. So, but please revise all these concepts. We didn't do questions just so that why did we not do questions? Because if we do questions, no, we'll get involved in problem solving. Right now, I don't want you to get involved in problem solving. I want you to deep dive into theory of ellipse. That's it. Give 3, 4, 5 hours, 3 hours or 3 hours also if you give, no, just for the theory of ellipse, and somewhere around 6, 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours for the solving part of ellipse, which we'll do in the PYQ session anyway. Ellipse will be done and sorted, right? Sorted for the entire 2025. Pakka, I'm telling you. Once you do this concept, first brainstorm the concept once correctly, solve everything, derive everything on your own, like how we did. Okay, try to do that, try to understand the theory very well, then do the questions. Then your question and problem solving will be no very, very confident. This is the mistake we do. Without doing the theory completely well. Theory completely well does not mean mugging up the formulas and the concepts. No, it won't do any good to you. Solve the theory like a problem only. That's doing theory. When you do that, after that your problem solving will be much, much better than what you have right now. I'm talking with experience of myself and the students whom I've taught. You ask any good student, you know, they'll tell you, students whose ranks are above 5,000, they might tell you, ki, sir, no, problem solving PYQs will make you qualify. Toppers, when you'll ask them, they'll say, they'll be smart. They'll know, bhai, nahi. Theory first priority in maths. Solve the theory, not read or learn the theory. In maths, theory is solved. That's the catch. Theory also you have to derive everything. Why this? Why that? How did this come? How is this relating to something else? Everything. Try to figure that out. Put your doubts. I'll also schedule special sessions for 2025 aspirants. So special sessions for physics, chemistry and maths are being scheduled on the platform. We'll give you the link in this video also, or in the upcoming reels and videos also. We'll keep telling you that special sessions are being conducted. Chemistry one special session was conducted where nobody from English channel went. Hardly 2-3 students were there. Rest everybody from other channels or like Hindi speaking students. I'm requesting all the English speaking students, please support this, yaar. What are you guys doing? If you don't support this, how will we support you? Getting my point? So do support. JEE से अच्छा नहीं गया, अप्रैल अटेम्प्ट के लिए कुछ टिप्स दीजिए. It's me part. अप्रैल अटेम्प्ट जान लगा दो, right? Give everything. अच्छा नहीं गया, कोई बात नहीं. From 55%, I've seen many students growing to 94-95% also percentile. है ना? So give your complete focus on boards and second attempt. First priority boards. First priority, everybody. I don't know how do you think, what do you, who you follow, but I will say, beta, first priority right now is boards. You need to get more than 90% in boards. It's a trademark for your entire lifetime. JEE can be repeated. JEE you'll be able to do. JEE, you have prepared for JEE for the entire year. So right now, if you have not paid attention on boards, pay attention on boards, do answer writing, practice English and everything. Okay. Rest, yeah, problem solving sessions for 2025. We are going to do sequence and series tomorrow or day after tomorrow. On the portal also, on the platform also you can see. Otherwise, you can go on the link. I'll put a video in that. I'll throw the link of this problem solving session where you can come, you can interact with us. It'll be on the platform, not on YouTube. You can literally interact with us face to face on the cameras, and we can talk and we can do problem solving, right? So please do attend that. Sir, how to prepare for board? How to prepare for NIT Warangal? This is Shreyansh, kya? NIT Warangal? Are you Shreyansh? Is your name Shreyansh? No. Okay. How to prepare for boards? Previous year question papers, solve them. First thing. Second, write your answers properly. Let the variable, or let this be a, prove this is given, every statement proper structure, not like this how we solve on board. Nahi, they won't give you marks. The examiners, the paper checkers are very strict about this. They don't like shortcut solving. They want proper written answers. Right? In MCQ and all, okay, but remaining 60 marks of paper, no, you have to write your answers properly. How much marks are given for which thing? Not answer marks are not only for answers. Step marking is there. So do that properly. English, study it properly. Maths, you have 10 days. So there you can create a balance for preparing for everything, right? For your this exam also. And abhi nahi hai, boards next year hai, abhi nahi. Abhi nahi, Sohan, I'm not telling you, boy, I'm telling the students who have boards this year, 12th boards wale, right? Whoever listens to this now or later, for them I'm telling ki right now please give priority to your boards also. And for those who have boards next year, remember that after first attempt, your priority will be your board exams. And don't forget that. Anything else? All good? Okay. Sohan? So we'll be doing PYQ session next week. I'll schedule it. I'll post it on the channel. Keep subscribed. Then problem solving session of sequence and series. Tomorrow, most probably, or day after tomorrow. Max to max, day after tomorrow morning. If you want morning, then morning. Otherwise, evening. Sir, I have wasted my 11th class. I want to make a change in 12th. Can I come back? Aman, 95%, I would say 90%, at least 95%. Let's take 95% of the JEE aspirants do spoil their 11th class. You're not alone. Make a comeback. Okay? Right now, focus on your 12th. In the meanwhile, dekho, abhi, listen, you have February, March, right? From April first week, your 12th will start. Okay? So abhi, right now in the starting, if you're going to some coaching or something, you're starting your initial relation and function, all these chapters must have started, which are easy. So try to cover the 11th part by one shots, right? Do watch the one shots, do attend the PYQ solving sessions. So by this, you keep covering your 11th also. Take breaks and solve, but don't completely ignore 11th and keep it for the end. You won't be able to do 11th in the end. 70% of the paper in 2025, 70% to nahi, but somewhere around 60% of the papers in 2025 is asked from 11th class only. I would say 70 actually. I'm not confidently able to tell that because I don't have the data, exact data, but many things are from 11th only. Rarely things are from, so 11th is very important, boy. Be it chemistry, physics or maths. I'm talking only with maths, that's what I'm saying. But 11th is equally important. Try to finish that up before April as much as you can. As much as you can. At least in maths, I can tell you at least trigonometry. Okay? Trigonometry. Then your differentiation, right? PNC, don't lose that. Binomial, don't lose that. All these you'll need in your class 12th. Okay? At least do these. Quadratic equation, one more thing. And coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry you cannot leave, boy. Coordinate geometry will be there everywhere. When you'll do no applications of derivatives and all, this all thing will be flashbacking in your head if you have studied this very carefully. So for 11th class students, that I can say, if you have, there's nothing called spoiled my 11th. Okay, you can come back. You can get back strategically. Suppose you are giving 10 hours a day or 8 hours a day. Keep 2 hours for 11th, na? Keep 6 hours for 2 hours of physics, chemistry, maths. Dekho, task list you'll have to keep. Otherwise, you are not an aspirant. You're just having fun. You're just another guy who has taken a path because everybody else was walking on it. If you are actually an aspirant, a dedicated aspirant, you cannot work without a task list. Task list means you should define every morning, today for how many hours, what all I have to do. And strictly follow this for 2 years. That's it. There is no other way. So divide your time in such a way that you are giving some time for 11th concepts also. Before sleeping, revised chemical compounds today, or chemical bonding. I'm very bad at chemistry. Or wave optics, or coordinate geometry. I'm revising for this week. So this week 2 hours I'm giving and I'll revise. So 1 hour, suppose there is a one shot of 4 hours. You anyway are going to watch on max. 2x or 3x or at least 1.5x. So you try to finish it earlier. Some concepts you'll remember, some concept you won't. Concepts basically at least remember all of them. Problem solving you don't need to do for 11th again and again, except PYQs, which we are solving on the channel. But concept keep revising. For example, ellipse mein b square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square, or a square is equal to b square into 1 minus e square. Which one is for which ellipse? Which type of ellipse? All these things are important. Right? Theory keep revising. Otherwise, you'll lose the track. Otherwise, by November, no confidence, you'll start feeling dag over here. The students who don't pay attention in 11th, no, 12th, they'll do very good. But 11th will do dag. I have one student right now, I'm teaching him. He's a cousin of mine only, not student, a cousin, a far cousin, family cousin only. And his case is this only. He's not confident because of this. His first attempt went bad because of this only. Because he was like, "Arey 12th to sahi hai na bhaiya." So just for 12th I'll do that. Nahi hoga. No, it won't happen. It won't happen. Just with 12th you won't be able to do it. And in the end you cannot keep everything for revision. Nahi. Don't do that. Okay. And don't ignore maths, because I've been seeing a lot of students who have just, sir, physics, chemistry, sir, maths, sir, we are not that confident. Maths only 5 chapters we are doing and going. Maths was very scoring in 2025. Trust me. Many students are telling that our score is coming 295 or 290 just because of maths, because maths was scoring. If maths was not scoring, no percentile will go below. Chaliye, let's sir, some chapters of math are good in 11th. Easy yaar. At least do statistics, this quadratic equations, sequence and series, coordinate geometry. Easy chapters only, man. Only chapters which are calculative are, I think, binomial, sequence and series. And if you, I don't know, if you're studying continuity and all, you'll study in 12th or 11th. But that part is, limits is a bit tricky. Not tricky also, like a bit different. That's it. And PNC. Right? These things are difficult. Rest everything is easy. Coordinate geometry is beautiful, yeah. Coordinate geometry can be felt. If you study it all together, no, you'll be interested in it. So study everything. Don't study like this. Today I'm doing AP. Tomorrow I'll do circles. And day after tomorrow I'll do AGP. You do algebra, complete algebra at once. Sequence and series, binomial, PNC. Done. When you revise in 11th, right? Because now you'll be in revising phase, na? Yes, one, even mine. I love coordinate geometry, yeah, because René Descartes, if you'll read about the mathematician behind this, René Descartes, if you heard his name, so when you'll read about him, no, how he discovered all this, you'll be in love with coordinate geometry. How he came to know, because it all started with just a point, and he did so much of research. So there are so many books which tell about the journey of maths with René Descartes, and you'll fall in love with this. But right now you don't have time for all this. But most importantly, please take care of your 11th. Okay? Keep revising it. Chaliye, so see you then in the next session. Don't forget to attend the sessions, guys. Keep supporting us. We'll support you. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you. Have fun. All the best.